Welcome to the Wizards Pulse podcast. I'm your
You,
host, Jeremy John, aka Suge Knight Shyamalan, and I'm here with my co-host,
you,
Juwanza McIntosh, aka Just Wanza. How you doing, man?
Juwanza. I'm feeling good, feeling great, excited about the Wizards Pulse podcast. We're here to change the game up. We're excited. Let's go. Let's get it, man.
All right, man. Let's just get right into it, man.
Yes, sir.
Why are we doing this podcast, man?
That's a great question, to be honest with you. Here's what I feel like, right? One, there's a bunch of podcasts already out. We already know that, right? There's no shortage of Wizards podcasts. However, what I've always felt like is a great fan base cannot, under any circumstances, be fed on like sober analysis alone. You see what I'm saying? Like it can't just be like NPR energy the whole time. And I respect so many of the podcasts out there, but it's just straight sober analysis. I feel like the best fan bases in the world, I'm not going to name them because I hate most of them, but the best fan bases in the world are ones with energy, with action, with analysis, but with passion. And that's something I felt like we were missing in like the sort of Wizards podcast sphere. We need more passion, we need more energy, we need more fun. And that's something I think we're trying to bring, as passionate Wizards fans. We started from years and years ago. Like I always tell people, like if you didn't get hype over like Jerry Stackhouse, you know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't get hype over even like some of these older players, then you're not the same. And so we got to bring some of that energy, looking back from, not just like the more recent John Wall years, which we all loved, but even going back and looking at it from the whole perspective. And so I'm excited. I'm ready. I want us to bring some energy to this podcast atmosphere so that the fans can be fed and we can be the fans that DC deserves, that this team deserves. Now, we're waiting on the team to catch up with us. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but we're trying to be the fan base the city deserves and just to bring that energy pretty much.
Man. Before we move on to the next step, let's just talk about ourselves real quick. Wanza,
Yeah.
how long have we known each other?
That's a sheesh, boy. It's been we went to grade school together.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
We've known each other since I was in kindergarten and you were in first grade.
Yeah. So we talking 30 plus years at this point, which is crazy.
We've known each other. I mean, I've known you longer than my own siblings. My siblings were born after we
been a
met,
minute,
man.
boy.
So we'd always just talking about sports. That was one of our common bonds. We don't support the same football team, so we
You'll
always
come around
have
one day,
beefs
but
with
yeah.
that. But we do support the same basketball team.
There you
Washington
go.
Wizards. And just a quick little story, man. Wanza's been asking me to do this podcast for now, what, three years now?
Yeah, at least. Finally came around.
And you know what? Life occurrences happen, and I was just like, man, I don't know. At first it was just a flat out no. Remember?
Yeah.
It was, I don't know. Then it was like, you know what? Give me some time. When we get to this date, let's see how things are going. And then we got to that date, and it was like, you know what? I think I could do it, man. So
you were ready. And I appreciate that because the only reason I stayed on you, Jeremy, because you guys will see as we continue throughout this podcast, Jeremy is an expert at this and has had multiple podcasts, has had multiple radio shows, is passionate, is informative, all that good stuff. And I was like, I can't do what I'm envisioning this to be without someone like him. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I'm ready to wait. Whatever it is you need to do, go ahead, get some more kids out there, get some more work done, make some more bread, whatever it is you try and do. I'm ready to wait because it's worth it because the fans deserve what it is that we're trying to bring. So I appreciate you making the time, sir.
Oh, man.
For sure.
Definitely appreciate it. All right, man. Just a quick rundown. This is episode 1, and we are still in the preseason for the NBA season. We're just gonna today's show talk about our favorite Washington Wizards / Bullets because we're old enough to remember them being the Bullets. Memories, that we've had, and then we will get into our season preview where we will talk about some of the expectations, record predictions, players being slept on, and other things. Also, of our front office, specifically GM
Yeah.
Dawkins. We'll get into that.
Yes, sir.
And next week's episode, we will obviously get more into the in-game analysis, especially with the start of the regular season. But I'm gonna start with you right now, Juwanza.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's start with one of your, I guess, first memories of the Bullets/Wizards. What was the first thing that you remembered?
I'll tell you my first and favorite memory, right? What it was, this was a minute ago, right? I forgot the exact year, but you'll know as I explain it. This was right after. Oh, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I thought this was right after Jordan came back, right? One of my friends, you know him well, Mikey. Shout out to Mikey if you ever get a chance to listen to this. His mom got tickets through her job. And so we were, real young, but excited. We got tickets. And when I tell you, Jerm, we were in the nosebleeds. We literally brought binoculars. I'm not even joking. Like that sounds like a joke. It's not a joke. We literally bought binoculars because we were so high up. And the whole idea, the whole feel, the whole plan was like, yo, this is Jordan. It was like watching Santa Claus play. Like that's what it felt like. You know what I'm saying? Like it was magical. And when we got there, lines around the block, every seat filled. Team still wasn't good for those who remember. But this was Michael Jordan. And, I'm over there trying to follow him with the binoculars. Spent a little extra time on the cheerleaders. You know how it is. You know what I'm saying? If I got the binoculars, might as well. But Jordan, like seeing it, the energy, the feel of like the excitement in the crowd. And I was like, yo, this is Wizards basketball. Is this what it's like? And then, he leaves about a year or two later, and it's not like that. But that's one of my favorite memories. Going to that game, honestly, I can't even remember who they were playing. But just seeing him come out in a Wizards uniform felt like magic. It felt like it was life-changing for me to actually see Michael Jordan live. And it felt like he had chosen the Wizards almost, like this is the team I want to revive. And we were all on board. And it was one of my favorite memories. I'll never forget it. And it was part of like the foundation of my fandom, right? Like this is going to be the team that I lock in with from here on out. It's been a rough road, but commitment, right? That's what it's about, commitment.
Oh man, I'm gonna start with my first memory of the Washington Wizards/Bullets, and I actually, this is crazy. I pinpointed the game that I went to.
Oh, you found it? Yeah,
I found it on Pro Basketball Reference.
Let's go.
It was Wednesday, March 10th, 1993.
93. God, deep. God.
The Washington Bullets faced the Denver Nuggets at the old Capitol Center, also known as USA Arena.
USA Arena.
It was Capitol Center.
Yep.
Later USA Arena.
I used to live right around there. Yep.
I wasn't too far. One side note, one of the great things about that arena, I know for its time, it actually had, if you do research on that arena, when it was built, it was definitely state of the art.
Oh, no, yeah. It was a big deal.
It was the first arena that had a center hung video board in all of the United States. It was also the first arena that had electronic turnstiles.
Okay, all right.
To calculate the amount of people coming through the turnstiles. One of the things I loved about that arena too, it really wasn't a bad seat when you were there. I've never gone there for a concert, but the people who did go, they said it was great for concerts. And then the fans were real close to the floor. And all I remember was the stairs were very steep, and it was steep for that reason because they wanted as many people as close to the floor. And even for an arena that was built in the 70s, that was something that was good. But anyways, It was
Yeah.
this game, March 10th,
Ooh,
1993. The Denver Nuggets won 126-112.
dang. Okay. Okay.
Now, how much of this game do I remember? I'm going to tell you the actual game, how much I really
I
remember.
was about to ask you. Yeah. Yeah. Let's
Mind you, in
go.
1993, I am literally 5 years old.
Yeah.
But I remember we get to the game. My dad brings me first
Mm.
NBA game, and the mascot at the moment or at that time was called Hoops.
Hoops. See, I don't even know about hoops. Tell me
The
about hoops.
mascot was just a basketball with a hoop around
Just a
it.
sounds about right. Makes
I
sense.
remember he
Makes
came
sense.
through, and I'm excited as a kid. Just the mascot's here,
Yep.
giving me high five. And then later in the game, I guess Hoops came again and was actually sitting next to me. Wasn't talking, but as a kid, I'm thinking he's talking to me, and I'm
Might as well.
talking back. I remember we got some popcorn,
Yeah.
the regular snacks and whatnot. And this is to this day the only time I've ever done this.
Mm.
I think maybe I don't even know if we got to the second quarter. And I was like, Dad, I want to go home.
Oh, you were over it.
Hey, he's like, Are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I want to go home. It may have
What?
been longer, but it could have been the first quarter, it could have been the second quarter, but didn't even finish my
Man.
game, man.
So you had my man spend all that money and time, probably had to take off of work on Wednesday evening or something. And you were like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
Forget
good. I
halftime.
saw enough. I saw the
Yeah.
mascot. I see
Forget
some
it.
basketball, but
That's
I'm
it.
good at this point. I,
You
I did
know,
bring up the box score of that game.
yeah. But you know
Now,
what's funny? Real quick before you get to the box score,
uh
I went to USA Arena once to see the Harlem Globetrotters.
mhm.
Like that's what I remember about USA Arena, actually seeing the Harlem Globetrotters, which was crazy.
Yep,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying? So I got fond memories of that place too. But yeah, let's talk about this box score. See if you remember some of the details from the
So
first couple minutes.
for the Denver Nuggets, Dikembe Mutombo,
Mutombo.
20
Wow.
points, 17 rebounds, and 2
Okay,
blocks.
so he was crushing.
He
Yeah.
was he was killing that year, and I
Yeah.
want to say that might have been his rookie year. If it wasn't his
Mm,
rookie year, it was his second
close.
year
Yeah.
in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They're secondly also with 20 points, LaFonso Ellis
Oh
with
shoot.
18 points, Reggie Williams, 17
Mm,
points, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf with 17,
wow.
and also with 17 points off the bench, Robert Pack, who we actually ended up, I believe, trading for later.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Later on. Yeah.
we ended up getting him. Now for the
Shoot.
Washington Bullets.
Yeah.
Without me telling you who was on this roster, who do you think was the leading scorer?
Boy, you pushing it. Oh man. I'm gonna throw something out there. Apologies. Was Sheed on that team?
No, Sheed is not even. I think in '93, Sheed is not even in college yet.
No, see,
I
that's too
believe.
early, too early, too early. So 93. Okay. So it's not Sheed. So then not Weber. Is that
No,
right?
not Weber.
Not Weber. Still too
Weber gets
early.
drafted that year in
That,
'93.
yeah. Okay. So we're getting close. We're getting close. Oh man, you might have to help me with that 93 squad, man. Getting
with
close. Who was
with
on there?
26 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, only 1 turnover.
Mm.
Tom Gugliotta. That was the leading scorer.
Gugliotta. What? this this is This is a throwback. This is a throwback.
Second leading scorer with 21 points, Larry Stewart.
Larry Stewart. Okay.
Even I don't know who Larry.
I was about to say I gotta look up some Larry Stewart highlights. I'm not sure if I got a file on Larry.
And then off the bench with 20 points, LaBradford Smith.
LaBradford. Jeez.
Now,
Okay.
LaBradford Smith, what do you know of LaBradford Smith?
Not much. Not much. You got to tell me a little bit about LaBradford. I've heard stuff, but I didn't watch him play.
So, I mean, I don't really remember him either because I'm a 5-year-old at the time.
5-year-old. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Doing the YouTube deep dives, you end up, and I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, you end up hearing about the LaBradford Smith gang. In this same season, and I found that game in that same season just a few weeks later, Friday, March 19th in Chicago. The Chicago Bulls ended up winning that game, but winning the game 104-99. But that game is kind of interesting because LeBradford Smith had 37 points. So think about this, 37 points.
Yes.
And Michael Jordan said, he told the story about how LeBradford Smith, after the game, told Michael, hey, good game. And of course, as we've learned through the Last Dance docu-series, he took that personal. So that was the Friday evening. The very next night here in Landover, Maryland, the Chicago Bulls win again, 126-101, and Michael Jordan had 47 points in that game, when I believe like 30 something of it in the first half.
That's just to show off, by the way.
Just to show off. And
just
then LeBradford Smith, only had 15. Well, come to find out, LeBradford Smith never said that. Michael just made up the story to motivate himself.
To motivate him.
Very maniacal Michael Jordan.
Just a little serial killer attitude, you know what I'm saying? But that's what separated him. That obsessive competition. My favorite moment in that documentary is when he's tearing up because people don't care about the game as much as he is. And this is Jordan like in his 60s, right? Like this is he's not like just out the game. He's tearing up thinking about stuff from 35 years ago, people not being as passionate as him because you never won anything.
Exactly.
I love that scene. Crazy.
What are some other favorite Washington Wizards moments for you?
Oh man, well, see, if we're talking about quality, like good moments, right? Then we got to speed it up a couple years. I'm talking about that 07 team with Gilbert. This is one of my favorite squads. Gilbert, Karan, Antoine. That was my first understanding of like a real big three. But I remember, I'll never forget, Eddie Jordan, I feel like might have called them a big three. Yep. And that 07 team was nice. Like they made me believe that, wait a second, we can really be like a squad for real. You had Antoine like hitting these weird shots out of nowhere. That game, that series against the Bulls, I believe it was.
05?
Yeah, 05 was the Bulls, right? That series, it was tough. I remember, wasn't Heinrich on that team? I feel like
yes, Heinrich was on that team.
Heinrich was on there. He was giving us the business. And Gil, who will always be, let me just put it out there, I love me some Wall. But Gil, for me, is my Wizards GOAT. Now, let's put aside, current Gil is a different, a lot going on. Feel free to come on the show, Gil, but you do a lot. And I understand that. But back then, his height, Gil's peak, was close to superstar level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
multi-time All-NBA player.
Right. All-NBA. And he was All-NBA twice, if I remember. That height, that peak had me believing we could really be something special. And this is right before those injuries started to pile up and all of that. But I'll never forget some of the big shots from that series because I didn't think we could win it. And to dominate in the way that we did in the end, it was life-changing for me and just changed the way I saw the potential for this team. So I'll always be a fan of those years because they helped shape my fandom in a lot of ways, for real.
Man. One of my, I guess next, and I'm gonna go in chronological order. My next Washington Bullets / Wizards memory, the 1997 season where you had the baby Bullets, and they hadn't made the playoffs at that point, I believe, more than 10 years. I think the last time was like 86, I think. Now we get to 1997. This is the first time in my life that the Wizards are in playoff contention.
In the playoffs.
And I remember, I believe it was I think it was the last game of the year they played. And you know what? I'm going to Google this right now. They ended up playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe. I remember it was one of those like we had to win that game to get in, I believe. And I'm pulling up the schedule right now.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Yes, Cleveland Cavaliers. That was the last
Wow.
game at Cleveland. We end up winning 85-81. And I'm looking up the box score right now. It's crazy how I remember these things. Chris Webber with 23 points, 17 rebounds. Rod Strickland with 19 points, 9 assists. Juwan Howard with 11 points, 5 rebounds in that game.
Yeah.
And we needed that. So then we go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playing the Bulls. This is your, hey, welcome to the playoffs.
Here
Congratulations.
We go. Yep.
You're playing the Bulls who were 72-10 the year prior and the defending champion.
Yeah.
So, and then in the first game, it was kind of close in the first game, if I remember correctly. And the Bulls pulled it off. The second game, the Bulls, I believe, won handily. And actually, I'm pulling up the box score right now. Actually, it might have been the second game because the second game, the score was 109-104. And that might have been the game where it was pretty close and we could have got one. And then game 3, I actually went to game 3.
You were
this
there.
was during the time of the best of 5 series. So we got to win. Move on in game 3. And Michael Jordan didn't have a great game, and he ended up missing a bucket. But then Scottie Pippen kind of got the rebound, put it back up, got fouled. They took the lead, and then we tried to score at the end, didn't score. Season over. But that year, I think I went to like 6 or 7 games that year.
Oh, okay. That was a good year.
Do their job. And I remember there was a game when they played the Indiana Pacers specifically with that. The Indiana Pacers. Yes, that was one game. Yeah. And then I believe the Phoenix Suns. That was a game where I think it went to overtime.
Yeah.
And it was just so exciting. And that arena was so loud. And I don't know if you remember, that arena had a decibel meter on the walls.
I don't remember
how loud it was. Now, I don't know if it really was real,
if it was accurate or not.
Numbers, but
just making up numbers.
When it got really loud, you saw like it was hitting like 1 something, and I remember that was so fun. The atmosphere was fun.
Crazy. Wasn't Legler on that team too?
Yes,
Tim Legler? Yeah,
he was our
young Tim Legler out here,
specialist. For sure.
Yep. God Sham God.
I think God Sham might have been on that team. If not, it was like the very next year.
It was close.
He wasn't on that team. Yeah, that was one of my next like favorite moments. That whole year, finally making the playoffs, and we had to play up against Michael Jordan and the Bulls, but it was very exciting.
Yeah, it was still a lot. Man, I miss that energy, dog. It was so like magnetic, like it would draw you in and just felt like anything was possible. Now we knew what was going to happen, you know what I'm saying, with that team, but competing for a second, even it meant something, you know what I'm saying? Like it meant something to the fans, it meant something to the city, meant something to the area for real, like then the whole DMV area. So it was special times, man.
Yep. What you have any other Wizards moments?
Oh, I mean, so many, because we all know the shot over the Bulls with the 2017 with Wall, of course. Like who doesn't? Yeah. Celtics, my bad. Celtics, right? Yep, that shot over the Celtics. It was like, I remember that because I feel like, let me know if this is right. Wasn't Wall ailing a little bit? Like I felt like he got a little
was, and we kind of found out after the loss in Game 7 where it was like, all right, him and Beal were both kind of dealing with some stuff,
pushing it
to their health, but they just pushed through, and we didn't find out until after the fact. But it is.
I had so much faith in that team because for one specific reason, I really felt like, now it was a while ago, but I really felt like Wall and Gortat really had something that they really had this 2-man game, this pick and roll that, with the Gortat screens and all of that. Like I didn't appreciate them then. I think a lot of people didn't appreciate them as much then. We learned to appreciate them after. I really felt like they had something. But that big shot in game 6, it really felt like, and that Celtics team was on the rise. They weren't quite there. They were on the rise, but we weren't supposed to take them that far, if I remember. And I really felt like we were about to win that series.
We're about to go to the Eastern Conference.
Like, this is it. Momentum's on our side. Nothing can stop us until something stopped us. And we paid the price, man. But that's a special moment. Feels like forever ago now, man. But it was a special moment for the team, for sure. Yeah, always going to be one of my favorite memories.
Yeah. Other I guess Wizards moments for me, Gilbert, like you mentioned, during that run and from 5 to 7, when he was hitting those game-winning buckets.
Boy,
oh man, I was at the game when they played Utah, where he puts up the shot and he turns around with his hands up.
Yeah,
the atmosphere.
Yeah,
but another Gilbert memory is the 60-point game against the Lakers.
Boy, that was when I started arguing. Now, I was doing a lot. I'll admit this. I started telling folks it's Kobe and it's Gilbert. I promise you, I was so serious about it then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Kobe and then it's Gilbert. They're right there. In my mind, they were 1 and 2, like 1A for real. Like, I was convinced I was gonna be it, man. Like, it was because he was special that year. He was on something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, his game was limited, but he was so good at what he did. Like, he wasn't super fast, wasn't super athletic, but he was going to hit these shots and look you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Cause chaos in the locker room, but he was a beast on the court, man, for sure.
So that game specifically, it was on a Sunday night in December, before Christmas, but in December. Just finished my semester. Sunday night, I'm like, yo, I'm going to go to the movies. Got a date with a young lady.
Let's go.
And I'm, getting ready because I think we did like one of those 11 o'clock movies. And I'm getting ready and the game is on and I see, Gil's kind of on fire and I'm still getting ready, but I'm like, hold on, he has how many points? Yeah. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh, what? Like, and I'm watching. I don't even realize that my date is texting me like, yo, when you gonna be over here? And I'm like, oh. And I'm sitting there like, oh, man, I kind of want to watch this game now.
Listen, priorities, bro.
And I think we ended up going to like I don't even think they do this anymore, but that was when they had like the 1 a.m. showing of like movies. So I was like, hey, we gotta like, wait, I ended up sitting there watching that game. That game, I think, went to overtime.
I think it did.
And mind you, it was a Sunday night game, but because they're in LA, it started 9 p.m. Eastern. God. So by the time overtime, it's almost midnight. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, we can go to the movies now.
Now we can go to
things like that. But
listen, there will always be another girl, but there was only one game.
And you know what? There was another girl.
And there you go. You found someone better. You see the lesson that we learn in life?
The life lessons we learn.
That's hilarious, man.
Man, you have any other of your, I guess, favorite Wizards / Bullets moments?
Man, like the moments I have now, or like the things I think about now when I look back, it's not any more winning moments. It's just moments that stuck out to me that still meant something. Because, during those tough years that we all know that we're still in, to be honest, even though we got a little light at the end of the tunnel, it was really about trying to find little things. Like, it was like I was really, focused on, dang, who we about to draft? Of course, Ernie wasn't good at that. We'll talk about that more in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really focused on the little moments, trying to find like, dang, maybe Nene can be something here. You know what I'm saying? We finally got a backbone. We got someone, who we can really start to build off of. And looking forward to Bill's like his career and what he was about to do, because Beal had all the potential in the world. And I was really feeling like he's gonna, take the mantle as the main scorer of this team. And so watching him progress, watching him almost get to where I wanted him to be, almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, those were the moments, I'm gonna be honest, I was reaching as a Wizards fan. Like, I was reaching, like, please give me something. Is there anything I could be happy with? Right? Like, oh, we're playing defense. I'm happy. That's my memory. Like, we actually played some defense under Whitman, right? Like, we was decent for a little bit. So it's the little stuff. And what I'm hoping for now is to make new memories. That's what this is about. And I feel like there's a chance that we're on the cusp of something, right? We're on the cusp of switching, like changing this around. We're building the foundation. And that's another reason, if I could just bring it full circle, why we're starting this podcast now. Because I know some folks going to be sitting there wondering, like, why not wait until we're good? Like, why do it now? And we feel like if we can get on the ground level, we can really help sort of build up this fan base so that we're not reaching for these little tiny moments anymore. And like, our moments aren't spread out by a decade and a half, but instead we can really, build on the momentum that this team has going, that Dawkins has going, and we can stop being draft watchers, right? Exactly. And really lock into, hey, are we about to hit the playoffs? What like, what seed are we about to be? 5 and up? Like, what's it gonna be? So I'm looking forward to future moments at this point, if I'm being honest.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. They are, and we're gonna have one of those times later in this series where we are going to talk about the woes of being a Washington Wizards fan. And we have a lot of those woes. But before we continue, just want to let everyone know that please like and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and all major podcast platforms. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. Also, make sure you follow us on all of our social media.
Yes, sir.
Wizards Pulse podcast. We will definitely have the links to all of those later. But let's transition to our next part or next segment of the show, talking about the current Wizards.
Let's
start off with last year. It's not something that we like to talk about or are proud of, but last year the Washington Wizards were 18-64.
Yeah,
for the worst team in the Eastern Conference, with behind coach Brian Keefe. Now, real quick, Brian Keefe, what are your thoughts about him?
I think I'm sort of with the rest of the fan base. Like, Keefe is cool, but that's only because our standards are so low. Right? I'm just being honest. I don't have a strong opinion. I know KD likes him. The KD like you, I like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he clearly has a teaching skill that helps, and it could be really helpful for young players. But there's been some questions that I've had, if I'm being honest, right? Questions such as, why is it just now that this team is focused so much on competition, right? Because what I saw last year, I felt like I saw a lot of entitlement, if I'm being honest with you. And what I mean by that specifically is a lot of these young boys, I'm talking about Sarr, I'm talking about Carrington, I'm talking about Keyshawn, a lot of them, I got the impression they felt entitled to a starting spot. And I think that builds bad habits, because it's like, well, we're the only ones here, so we just gonna get the ball and we're gonna score. Our rookie's gonna get 20 plus minutes a game, and that's dope. But I don't know if that builds the right habits that we're looking for. And I feel like we're trying to correct that now. Now that we got even more, we keep drafting, got a whole bunch more. We got Trey. Shout out to Trey. Maybe future rookie of the year. We'll see. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Cooper Flag looks nice though. Right. But regardless, I'm worried that we took too long to make that shift, to making this about competition, to making this a brotherhood, to making this where the team feels connected. Because there were moments I remember so clearly earlier last year when Bilal got straight shoulder checked, right, by someone, got laid out. I forgot the team, got laid out. Nobody came to like to get in the face of anyone else. It's just a bunch of rooks are sitting there just looking at each other like, wow, that's crazy. You all right? And like, come on, somebody got to get in somebody's face. And those to me are the foundations of a good team. And I haven't seen, now it's been, it hasn't been that long for Keith. I got to, be honest. He has an uphill battle for sure. But I can't say it's been amazing. I can't say I've been super impressed. Now, hopefully, if he gets more talent, we'll see. But I think a lot of us see him as a bit of a caretaker, if I'm being honest with you. Like, you're going to hold us until they're ready. And, sorry, blessings. Thank you for a good job. And someone else might take over. You know what I'm saying? I got a sleeper pick for next coach of the Wizards, but we're gonna save that for another podcast. That's a little tease.
See,
listen, it's out of left field, but it's a good one. That's a little tease for the future. So
that's what we call a teaser.
That's it. That's it. So I'm on the fence with Keith. We'll see. He's clearly not bad. I can't say he's special yet. What about you? What you think about Keith at this point?
Like you said, based on our standards as a franchise, it seems like he's decent. As for his actual X's and O's, I'll be honest, now that we have the Wizards Pulse podcast, I will be paying attention more to the actual X's and O's.
Yeah,
honest. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, when you're 18 and 65, it's hard to put on that TV and say,
it is.
Yeah, let me watch this without something to commit to. But because we committed to this, I said, hey man, we I'm gonna have to change some of my habits. So but from the few people that I've also spoken to, that actually were in the organization and then the few people who are season ticket holders and things like that, they've said, hey, he's not really bad. It's just the team itself, the personnel is not really the greatest. So hoping that the personnel gets great to then see how great he is as a coach.
Right.
That's probably what a lot of Wizards fans are looking for.
But if I could say just one more thing, like what bothers me though is there's still little things you could pay attention to. Like for instance, that first year Kuzma, when he came to the team, he was downhill Kuz, right? He was clutch Kuz. He was really helping the team. After that, he just decided to do whatever he felt like, right? He's taking these 30-foot, drop your hands jumpers. He's looking crazy. He's being being horrible for the locker room. Ended on a horrible note. Now we were all excited to get him out of here. To me, that makes me feel like that's a coaching thing. Why was he allowed to get away with that kind of thing? Poole, right? When Poole first got here, right, there was some questions on, all right, where's he going to play? What's the best fit for him, right? From what I understand, he probably wanted to play point, and we had him at the 2, and he was one of the worst players we've ever seen. He's on Shackton a fool. He's tripping all over the place. He's barely hitting the rim. And I'm just like, what happened? So they switched him to point, played better, thank God, because I was tired of defending him, because people were comparing him to Gil back then, right? Because we got Gil from Golden State, and he was an up-and-coming scorer with a little bit of pop to him, and people were saying maybe Poole can be that. And the fact that these players get away with so much, it just makes me wonder about the coaching. So like we're putting wins aside and some of that, but it's the little details that I've paid attention to that just give me a question mark. I'm not out here shouting and screaming for Keith to be fired, not yet at least. I'm just curious, is this it?
Yeah. So 18 and 65, and then the draft lottery comes, and the Wizards end up getting the 5th overall pick.
Yeah.
And the first overall pick ends up going to a team that was in the play-in, the Dallas Mavericks. And
it's crazy.
So, a lot of Wizards fans are now like, wow, not only are we not in the Cooper sweepstake, because we're at 5, we're probably not in the Ace Bailey sweepstake either.
Yeah.
And literally Ace Bailey goes the pick right before us to the Utah Jazz.
Crazy.
And Ace Bailey didn't even want to go to the Jazz.
Yeah.
He actually, through his agency, was saying he wanted to come and play for the Washington Wizards. So it's like, man, we Ace Bailey is someone that a lot of people are expecting a lot of great things from.
Yeah, you can see.
And he's somebody that a lot of the draft experts were saying, hey, he's going to produce in this league.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we can't even get him because we get the 5th overall pick in the draft.
Bro, do not get me started on Silver. I promise you, he just hates us. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. Really, I wasn't too mad about us losing, even though I almost built my Cooper flag altar ahead of time. Like, I promise you, he was gonna be our white savior and like transform DC. I was convinced. You know what I'm saying? He was gonna be the man, right? But okay, we don't get the first pick. I get that. The Mavs getting the first pick. Get out of here. That's insulting. Do you think that we're dumb after that whole Luka thing? Come on, man. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but come on, dog.
Look, I mean, insane. I have no problem saying this. I do believe the NBA draft lottery is rigged.
It has to be. It has to be.
It is not a coincidence that the 4 years LeBron James was not in Cleveland, and when he went to Miami, that Cleveland gets the first overall pick 3 times.
Insane.
And then the one time they don't get it, it goes to the Pelicans, who just recently sold to a new owner. Oh, wow. What's the odds? You know,
how convenient.
you know,
how convenient.
Last year this year, with the Dallas Mavericks. Even with Wemby going to the Spurs, you know, Wemby being from France and being very in the same social circles with Tony Parker, and Tony Parker plays for the Spurs, and Spurs have a history with big men. Yep, you're gonna go to the Spurs.
Talk about it.
So you know, that is a conspiracy theory that I do believe in. But let's actually talk about what the Washington Wizards did get. Number 5. Yeah. Trey Johnson out of Texas.
Let's go.
Did you get to watch him when he was in college?
I saw highlights. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't following him closely. I saw highlights. I have liked what I've seen in summer league, and now, you know, at the time of this recording, with the last preseason game just went off. So we got 3, only 3 for some reason. We'll go back to Silver another time, but in our 3 preseason games, you see potential everywhere with him. One of the things I've seen about him that I didn't realize is how, like, his arm length is crazy. He's lanky, and that is what's going to give him the chance to be a really solid defender. Like, I see his activity, and he mentioned after getting drafted, Dawkins called him out and was like, yeah, that scoring is dope. Can you defend though? And he took that challenge, and I've liked what I've seen. He has a lot of savvy to him. He has a lot of moves. I like the energy that he brings. Like, it's a confidence. When he sees that basket, it's like, yo, I'm headed there. I'm getting there regardless. And I love that energy about him. Now, I think the potential's there, but nothing matters till the season starts. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing matters until the points and the wins actually count. And so I am excited about Trey Johnson's 6th pick overall, but I need him to bring it, because we're star hunting. If we're being honest, we're looking not just for filler players, role players. We're looking like who's gonna rise to the top. The cream rises to the top. Which one of these players is going to do that? I think Trey Johnson is perfectly placed to be that guy. If not him, or maybe him and Sar would be dope. Like, Keyshawn is out here. I love some Keyshawn. He's actually currently, my mind changes every week. Currently my favorite player. I love me some Keyshawn. I see the real potential in him, but Trey Johnson has so much to offer this team. And what I love about it is he's a professional scorer who came in with a bag. Too often, even under Dawkins, Wizards have drafted players who is like, well, maybe one day they'll develop a bag at some point.
Yeah.
And, they're super athletic, but, they'll get a shot at some point. I love the fact that Trey comes in with a shot, and it's just about building his confidence up.
Yeah. Other rookie draft picks now. Walter Clayton Jr. was drafted by the Wizards, but traded to the Utah Jazz in return. The Washington Wizards got Will Riley out of Illinois.
Yeah.
Another, I believe he was a one and done, real young.
Yeah.
Even how he looks, just looks
Mm-hmm.
really young. His measurables real quick for Will Riley, 6'8".
Mm-hmm.
6'8", forward. So getting some length there at the forward
Mm-hmm.
position. From the few draft experts that I did speak to, he would probably fall into one of those. We'll see if he could develop into something great.
Mm-hmm.
But season's gonna start and we'll be able to get more intel on him
Yeah.
on that. Some other notable rookies that are, or at least were, at least part of the draft process. And I just had those names with me. Man, I had
Yeah.
the name and I can't
No,
remember.
no, it's
Oh,
good.
Kaderi Richmond. Sorry, Kaderi
Mm.
Richmond. That's what I was trying to remember.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We ended up getting later in draft. But when
Um,
it comes to, I know you, we kind of gonna go on a record prediction, but let's leave
yeah.
that for last.
Okay.
Will Dawkins,
Yeah.
general manager of the Washington Wizards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
After these, what is now, what, 2 full years as the general manager? Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm. This is
Uh,
his. Yep. Getting to the third.
what grade would you give him?
I was now. Are we talking about overall or this past summer?
Yeah, overall.
Overall, I think, and I tweeted this. Shout out to Wizards Twitter, by the way. We're a growing bunch and passionate there. I love it there. I tweeted this and I said, after some of the trades and the drafting, I said, yo, the things I want to say about Will Dawkins right now would make his wife uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is how much of a Will Dawkins fan I am. Now, has it been perfect? No. You know what I'm saying? There were some folks I feel like we could have got a little bit more for Poole, right? Like, I feel like, some instances there were some other players we could have got a little bit more for. Maybe that's just me hoping and wishing. I recognize everyone you're not getting a first round from pick from everybody, of course.
Uh-huh.
But what I love most about Dawkins is his intentionality. You've seen it from the jump. He says, boom, I need this kind of player. I need length. I need switchability. I need IQ. I need passion. Like, you can see the theme. Unlike Tommy, unlike Ernie, who, I really feel like Ernie hated the draft. I really feel like Tommy used to just close his eyes and pick randomly. You can see the thought process with Will Dawkins. Is everything going to be a hit? Of course not. But the fact that he took us from having the worst contract, arguably in NBA history, with Beal, that no contract clause blows my mind. Tommy should have been arrested for that. That made no sense at all. What are we talking about? No trade for clause for Bradley Beal? What are we saying? So the fact that he got us out of that, right, and put us on stable ground already showed, okay, he knows what he's doing. And then it's been shrewd moves consistently. Now, he told us in this past press conference, we're still far away, and I get that. Don't love hearing it, be honest with you. But I get and I appreciate the honesty. But you can see how much he's maneuvered to get Cam Whitmore.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? And he's just in his third year, right? To get what's the point guard we got from AJ Johnson?
Yep, out of
I think it's
the
Johnson, yeah.
Kyle Kuzma trade. Yep.
Right. Like, potential. He is searching, he is looking, and he is putting stuff together. And I have never had more faith in the future of this team from a general manager standpoint than I do now. And so I'm hoping he stays consistent. Because being a GM is hard. I know, because I've just watched it. And it looks hard from my couch. You know what I'm saying? But it looks hard because there's different phases. Right now, we're in the rebuilding phase, and I love what he's doing. What we'll see is, can he take us to a winning phase? Right? Can he make us a consistent contender? We'll see if we can get some stars out of this batch. And that's why this year is a big year. We got it. Somebody has to show up, right? And so I'm a huge Will Dawkins fan, excited about what he's done, excited about what he's going to do. I have faith in his drafting ability. You know what I'm saying? Still waiting on Bilal to show all his potential, but I have faith in Dawkins' drafting ability. And I really feel like he can take us there with sort of the management and the attention to detail that he brings to the job.
Yeah. I'm with you too in a sense. I at least like how things are going. I tell
Mm-hmm.
some of my friends I call it ethical tanking
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
we're or just organic tanking because it's
Mm-hmm.
just hey man, we got these young guys. We want to see them develop, but
Yeah.
for them to develop, they're going to have to play, and we're going to have nights where the game is going to be over by the second quarter. But
Facts.
hey, you know what? Let
Facts.
them get their experience because
Yeah.
that was the Oklahoma City Thunder a few years ago.
Well, yeah.
It was even with Shea Gilgeous Alexander on that team. That was them. They
Mm-hmm.
were losing a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that this team is that, but what I'm saying is that sometimes you got to lose and grow
Yeah.
before you can win.
Yeah.
And at least I see them trying something out with the young guys.
Right.
I know there's a few older vets who are here, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll get to the vets real quick.
Yeah.
But at least the young guys are trying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. And I have seen some promise from some guys,
Yeah.
from some of the young guys. When it comes to the vets that I mentioned, the Washington Wizards have Chris Middleton and
Yeah.
now CJ McCollum, who was part of
Mm-hmm.
the Jordan Poole trade.
Yeah.
CJ McCollum, do you like him as a guard here in Washington?
I do. I do. Now, it's a weird situation we're in right now where we all know we need good vets to help these young boys learn some really good skills.
Mhm.
And we need them for trade bait in the future as well.
Exactly.
Right. And so it's a little hard to connect with them. Now, I think when Marcus Smart was here for like 6 weeks or whatever it was, like it was exciting because we all felt like he's the perfect vet for this team because he's going to teach them toughness and all of that. What I love about CJ specifically is he is a professional scorer. You even see it in preseason. He's a vet taking preseason seriously. He just dropped 17 a night. Like he is a professional scorer where players like Trey Johnson, players like Keyshawn are going to really learn a lot from him, I'm hoping. Now, here's the iffy thing. If we're just being real, you have to, I don't know if your impact can like if you're only here for 4 months, do you have the impact as a real vet that we would want you to have? I don't know that for sure.
Mhm.
But what I do know is I'm excited about what we can get from him because he's taking his job here seriously, but we all know what he wants, right? He only got a couple years left, still playing at a high level, and he's looking to get on a contender. So I need him to be the best him he can be. But I love his professionalism. I love his maturity. And you can see it in the press conferences. These kids are really going to learn a lot from him about how to play the game. It's just, I wish we could get a vet that can stay for more than 2 or 3 months. Like
Yeah.
that would be nice.
Yeah. Chris Middleton was traded. He was part to the Wizards, part of the Kyle Kuzma trade. So he was
Mm-hmm.
here right before the trade deadline and is still on the lineup, still on the roster right
True,
now.
true.
Um, I'm hoping, to your point, that while these two vets are here, Middleton and McCollum, that the young guys can learn something from them on and off the court.
Yeah.
And
Fact.
probably at this point, more specifically off the court, like how
Mm-hmm.
to just be a professional in your everyday life,
That's it.
how things you do in your everyday life translate on the basketball court. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that those guys can show them what they have to do, especially off the court, to remain on the court. Simple
Yeah.
things like diet, simple things
Mm-hmm.
like, hey man, we got 3 games in the next 6 days. We probably
Mm-hmm.
should be not going out as much as
Right.
we should. Or,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you know what? I'm going to take you to this restaurant because the food isn't just chicken tenders and fries. I'm gonna take you somewhere where you get quality food,
Right.
and that's gonna be nourishing to you as a professional athlete. Or hey, man, I know you like that Gucci outfit out there, but I'm gonna show you something that's a little less, a little more low profile, but still, considered high fashion, and you don't stick out to the general public when you're out in public, So
That's it.
things like that, how to travel, what you gotta do when it comes to when we're landing into a city. What is the next thing? Are we going straight to the gym, or are we going to relax? Are we going for rehab? Things like that. So I'm hoping that while these guys are here, that they can push those, in a sense, agendas, or push those ideals on the young guys. And I hope the young guys are receptive. And even if it's only up until January or February, that stuff like that actually helps them.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me, for the only 1 year Paul Pierce was here in DC.
Right.
That was another memory we didn't get.
A great memory.
But him in that 3 against the Atlanta Hawks,
crazy.
Says, when he's asked, did you call backboard? He's like, no, I called the game. John Wall and Bradley Beal both say that Paul Pierce being on this team definitely helped them become better professionals.
Yeah.
He was only here for 1 year.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that McCollum and Middleton can be those guys for the other for the rookies on the team.
That's it. That's it. And if there's anything, I feel like if there's one lesson they need to learn, right? Let's just pause for a quick second and let's keep it real. Leave the hoes alone. For the love of God. I get it. You're 19, you're 6'8", you got your first paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Your instinct when you're 19 is, how many baby mamas can I have? Right? I get it. Please focus on the game, focus on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything about CJ McCollum, but he hasn't had bad stories coming out about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes a difference. He was, with NBA PA and all this kind of stuff. He's a mature guy. And I'm hoping he could lead them into the discipline aspects of the game, which means also not have a good time. I'm not saying you can't turn up, right? But do not let that be the focus, because that will completely ruin your game. I promise you, and take your money away. These guys are losing millions every day. Ed Edwards, what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Still a beast, but you losing money over what? Come on.
And look, and to your point, as great as he is, he's an all NBA talent. I personally think some of the off the court stuff is kind of translating to on the court. I do believe that how he lives life off the court, is translating to on the court. And it's like, when you really need him, and I know they got to the Western Conference Finals.
Still nice. Yep.
But it was just like, all right, man, you got to take the next step. And I think the next step is you got to cut some stuff off the court, and you got to really focus on the game.
That's it. Because you know what it is? Discipline is discipline. Regardless, if you're disciplined in one area, you could be disciplined in another. You undisciplined in one area, you're gonna be undisciplined in others. And so that's one of the things with just talking about Trey, how he's so focused on basketball. He eats, sleeps, and breathes basketball, and I love that. Now, CJ also was saying, in these press conferences, you need some balance, though, bro. You need some balance, and your balance needs to be doing other things that are healthy and good for you, and keeping that discipline, but spreading it around so you're not one-dimensional and not getting too distracted by all the pretty shiny things that are about to be knocking on your hotel room door every night on the road.
And I'm glad you mentioned it, because I forgot to mention it myself. CJ McCollum being part of the NBA PA, I hope the young guys lean on him and just say, hey, man, I know you're in there during the inner workings when it comes to labor and stuff.
Facts.
When it's my turn, when I need to speak up, or when the next CBA is coming up, what are some things that I need to, as a player, to be looking at? So I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's get to it real quick before we wrap up. This starting. First game is for the Washington Wizards, October 23rd. Last year, 18-65. get to the big shebang for this week's episode. And
Yeah.
let me see. Then we got a little sound effect here. Oh,
Yeah. Say that one more time.
What is your prediction when it comes to their record?
Yes, sir. I have really been thinking about this, right? And I've heard all the predictions. I saw ESPN got us at 14, I think. I've heard people say 20, 21. I honestly believe that this team there's going to be somebody. I'm not fully sure who. Praying is Keyshawn because I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for everybody. I just feel like Keyshawn's the most likely to lead the way here. And a sneaky pick, Cam is really going to show up a lot by the second half of the year. This team is going to win 28 games this year.
Hey.
28 games. It's going to be a slight improvement, and we're going to be a little annoyed by it because, you know, we trying to keep that Knicks draft pick. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to make sure we still have a chance for you know, I'm all about this lose for booze you know, approach here. I need Boozer on this team. I'll also take Dibansa, all that. We'll talk about some draft stuff later. But regardless, I see 28 games in this team's future. I see improvement on defense. That's going to be the biggest factor. You're going to see players show up on defense who you didn't think would show up. Like I just mentioned, Cam Whitmore. We're going to see Keyshawn become a really good defender. He's going to be in the conversation for most improved player this year. I'm just convinced of it. Now, 28 wins is not a good season, but it will show some progress, and prayerfully we get that next star in that 26 draft. I'm obsessed with this 26 draft. We can start talking about some play-in conversations and keep building. And I think that's what Dawkins is hoping for too. So I'm on record saying right now, 28, 20, Ocho, we're going to be in there. We're going to be locked in, and we're going to see some progress from these young boys.
Wow. Okay. All right.
What you saying?
I was saying 25.
Okay.
25 wins. So we're in that, you know, in the same ballpark there.
Yeah.
If we average out our numbers, it's 26 wins.
26. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah. So that's what I think will definitely happen. Before we get out of here, just want to remind everyone to like and subscribe the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Be on Apple, Google Play, and all other major platforms. Also, YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you get updates on when we drop an episode. Before we get out of here, any last words from you, Juwanza?
Yeah, last words. I'm appreciative, thankful for this platform, thankful for us getting together. I really think we're gonna make a difference, and all the fans, stay locked in with us. We are going to change this podcast game. I promise you. We got something special for the fans. We're going to be bringing fans on board in a whole different way than any other podcast has. You're going to have an actual voice. We're not talking down to you. Now, we're not going, you know, I don't got to love every opinion you got, but we're not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, me and Jeremy is so much smarter than everyone else. We're going to lock in with you. If y'all lock in with us, we're showing up at a couple of games. We'll let y'all know. Come say what's up. Come, you know, we're going to be recording stuff. You can do interviews at the game. We're going to be at the let-outs on occasion. So we're really trying to do something special here, but we need the fans. We're going to turn this fan base into the fan base it's supposed to be. And I'm real excited about that. Let's get it, man.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, Juwanza.
Yes,
Make sure everyone follow us. Also follow us on our social media, Wizards Pulse Podcast everywhere.
Yes,
and until next time, everyone, peace.
We out.